The Iranian, president just had a phone call with MBS over in Saudi to talk about what's going on in Gaza. And you think, really? Because I'm pretty sure one of your objectives here was to, screw over that potential,
peace treaty with
Israel.
Yeah, of course.
You're talking about that. This is from Daily Mail. Iran's president, Saudi Crown Prince, hold their first ever phone call. Iranian President Raisi and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman engaged in their inaugural phone conversation focused on the recent Hamas attack in Israel. Raisi affirmed the need to end war crimes against Palestine, while the Saudi Crown Prince declared the kingdom is making all efforts possible to stop the ongoing escalation, reiterating Saudi Arabia's stance against targeting civilians. In response to Iran's reported support for Hamas, U.S. President Joe Biden issued a stark warning stating, "We made it clear to the Iranians, be careful." He disclosed details of a new arms shipment to Israel, including interceptors for the Iron Dome defense system and ammunition for the Israeli Defense Force following an attack by Hamas militants that resulted in over 1,200 casualties. So that phone call looks like Saudi is playing kind of like trying to keep everybody happy with the deal. Hey, we were about to have a deal with Israel. We were about to make them official, but we still can't, lose our relationship with Hamas, with Palestine. And he's trying to, kind of play both sides. And I don't know how successful he can be doing that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That strikes me as a very dangerous game. And I think MBS is a very savvy individual, but he's going to, at some point, he's going to have to make a decision here. I would argue that, look, Saudi, legitimately would like to have normalized relations with Israel, right? It just, going forward, it makes good sense. As would, I would say also the Gulf states, I would think would feel the same way. But
why?
Why?
Why would Saudi or the Gulf states want to have a normalized relationship with Israel?
You know what? I think they would put economic development, stability, which also promotes economic stability, ahead of kind of this constant regional conflict, which goes back to the Bronze Age. So. Which again is probably why it won't happen, because it goes back to the Bronze Age.
We're starting to see more and more and more since MBS and the Jamal Khashoggi thing. Horrible.
Oh God, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and I mean the 9/11, whatever the insight, but it would seem that MBS is trying to do a PR campaign, whether it's real or actually, a facade, to sort of. Re-enlighten the world on what Saudi Arabia is, right? So as you see Iran becoming more of a social international pariah, you're starting to see Saudi Arabia talk about these peace treaties, talk about arms deals with the United States. You're seeing what they're doing in the sports PR world. They started the live golf thing. You're starting to see them buy sports franchises. MBS has basically come out and said, yeah, we are doing that to ingratiate ourselves into the real world. We've seen the economic success of the UAE. Saudi's like, all right, well, we've got oil money too. Like, why be a pariah when we can be a player?
And there's also this, they need to be, well, we need them to be, but they want to be a counterbalance to Iran.
Of course.
Right? So,
At the end of the day, doesn't it behoove them to treat or enable Iran to be that social pariah and prop themselves up? Look, we're not that bad.
Yeah, good use of the word behoove.
I love it.
Doing my
I
best
love when you use
over
the
here.
big words.
I know.
So, Mike, with all the stuff that's happening with, the prisoner trade, we throw in, the Biden administration throws in $6 billion, which is ridiculous. How much do you think of what's happening falls on the fact that we do have such a weak leader, because they know, they're not going to really press them that hard. But I mean, think about it. They know that we're Israel's #1 ally, but you're still doing some stuff like that. How much does that come into play when you're making decisions to go attack and do all this? I mean, I'm pretty sure they look at the big picture. They're not just going to just kill. There's something deeper than that, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it doesn't help when, as Pat said, you have a sort of this back and forth in policy, and I think there's inconsistency in U.S. positions, and so, and I think also this soft approach on Iran, frankly, caused a lot of concern within the Saudis and also the Gulf states as to, okay, where is the U.S. going here? What are they doing? What's their intention? And so I think, I don't know, but as far as Iran's intentions, I think they just it's a destabilization of the region. They don't view because I don't think they view themselves as coming out on top in a region that is increasingly peaceful and stable.